Don't get my tea, do ba ba ba. Doodle doo doo doodle doo 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 doo. Oh, gotta stop. I'll get flagged for copyright. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I had a conference call at 3, and I completely missed it. So no need to wait till 4 to do this. Yes. And it's even in my calendar at 3. Ugh. So if you want to grab some tea, converse with me, we can hang out. Hello, and have a little hangout session, and we won't be. I don't think it'll be super long. Hey, Joelle. So if you have tea, grab tea. If you want to grab a bubbly beverage, feel free to do so also. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So my loom is right here. I haven't done anything because I'm still working on this bit, which will be like this bit here, and it'll be like this. And I stopped this far. I have to continue. I have like 6 more here. Because I cut my finger. So I have to find my pliers. Now, I didn't cut it on here. I cut it on opening a dumb package. And so I have to get pliers to do this. And I don't know where I put them. So, yeah. We're at a stall in the game because I cut my fingy. I also saged my house today, which is super hipster. And yeah, in here, I don't know if you can tell. I can see it. I doubt you guys can. But yeah, I saged it. It kills 95% of bacteria in the air. And I smudged my apartment. I guess that's what it's called. But yeah, it has a lot of scientific benefits. So even if it's not up your alley spiritually, it could be up your alley sort of scientifically. Okay, so it's good to have you back. Are you still involved with Charity Water? I love Charity Water. They're a great organization. I haven't done a campaign with them in a couple of years, but yeah, because the previous Ramadans I've done it with a masjid, so I haven't really done anything with raising money for wells, because I've been focusing on raising money for like expanding a masjid or something. But who knows? That might change. I love Charity Water. They're a great organization. I have nothing but great things to say. So there was that. Oh, so last night I was telling you on the preview that I felt my face getting flushed. So I was like, oh my God, I must have a fever. And I had that hacky cough earlier. So I literally thought I had the coronavirus. So I tried to find my thermometer. I couldn't find it, but I did find a meat thermometer. And it's right under 100 degrees. And like I felt like really flushed, so my skin is like super red. But yeah, I used a meat thermometer last night taking my temperature because I was really paranoid. And then, not to like get you guys all like worried, but I looked to see, I was like, okay, so where can you get tested? And I understand, like after yesterday, I kind of understand why they have like their limitations and qualifications for you to get tested, but it's still really sad that not everybody has access to a test, because if we have like a drive-through test here in Dallas and you need to be running a fever over 100 degrees, you need to be either like a first responder, nurse, medical professional, doctor, anything like that, anything that has like a lot of medical public access, right? And the third thing, over 65. You have to have 2 of those symptoms, and I didn't have any. Have like the regular flu and thought maybe I did have the Rona. I would be freaked out. And there's really nothing you can do besides self-quarantine, unless you have like a lot of respiratory difficulties, and then you contact your medical professional and see what the process is to get help. But it makes you understand like that this is like a legit situation. And this is why physical distancing is a huge thing, and that we gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Physical distancing, not isolating, not socially isolating. Physical distance, not social isolation. So how's everybody doing? I'm trying to edit my vlog, but my computer's acting like a bish. So I was not able to download the footage from my phone, and that's really super annoying. Yeah. So I'm going to have to probably edit on my phone, which I don't like doing. It's very annoying, but that's all right. To each their own. What else is everybody doing? Like, comment. Show me you're live. I like to interact. Today is, let me see. What is it like? I haven't been outside today. It's a little overcast here. The Muslim lady isn't outside, but her door is open. Oops. Got caught on the loom. Well, come on. Stay up, weirdo. What? There we go. Let's see how cold it is. Fresh air. Okay. Friday is my aunt's birthday. We're planning a social distancing birthday. To drive past her house to play 70s music and make posters. I love that. Yeah, I've just been chilling in my house. We're on full lockdown where I live, so you can't go out unless you're going to grocery/pharmacy. Can't be out and about. Yeah, it's for the best. I think the entire United States, or everywhere that has even like one case, should be on lockdown. And you shouldn't go out. Like, it's different, like, if you're, like, in my neighborhood here, like, walking, like, your dog or something that needs to be walked, but, yeah, I don't think people should be out and about. Yeah, just, are you still going to get a tiny house? Well, actually, I've been, saving up for a van. I actually kind of want to do a van life instead of a tiny house life, because you have more mobility, less overhead, only have to deal with one insurance versus 2 insurance, because you have to insure the car and then also insure the tiny house. So that price adds up. So it's actually cheaper to reno a van. So, and it's just me, so who cares? Are the masjids closed where you are? Yep. Our masjid closed last Friday evening. Nope. Last Thursday. Or was it Saturday? I know Jummah, there was no Jummah, but people were still allowed to come to the masjid. But I think either Saturday or Sunday, they closed, like, locked the doors, locked everybody out. At home, working on finishing some crochet projects. The only good thing from being quarantined. Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you. Like there's so many, like I have so many like weird projects that I could be doing. Gonna try and find my pliers so I can finish my loom construction. And then we'll go from there and see how that goes. Living in a van or just traveling on breaks? Living. I think I'd like to do it like at once in my life, for at least like a couple years. I think it would be fun. Like I've already lived in my car, which is like a Kia Soul, for over a month, and that was doable. And that was even in the backwoods, so it's not like I had access to a shower or a toilet every day, which became very interesting. But yeah, I think it's totally doable. I'm actually, during this break, I'm gonna start downsizing a lot of the stuff I have because I have a lot of stuff. I have such a penchant for getting like a compulsion. I have a lot of compulsion issues, but for buying stuff for like craft stuff, like I have a compulsion to finish this loom and see how it goes. And then after I loom one thing, will I want to loom again? Who knows? But I have all the stuff for it. So that's like a big issue for me. So I have like all the stuff that I love doing. Yeah. So, hey Nye, how's things? I'm doing all right. Alhamdulillah. How's everybody else doing? Fill me in. Let's see, what else? I'm going to be starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's my first day back after spring break, so I've had this last week off. And so I'm going to be making a lot of the Valley Ranch Islamic Center online and start community stuff online. So we're trying to do that. And I might start a Valley Ranch Islamic Center podcast. We'll see. It's definitely on the docket. I just ran it by the president, and it seems like it's a really good goal. So we'll have a podcast out every day for the community. And if it's something that you can benefit from, I highly encourage you to do so. Maybe we'll do an update once I have the information for the podcast for the masjid, and then we'll go from there. Today, I also should be posting my friend Badia, which is sort of why I have the tea time, is to preview my friend who was on the podcast, who just got bid on to be she's a psychiatrist. That's the doctor one, right? Not a no. Hold on. Hold on. I got to use my noggin. Psychiatrist. Yeah, she's going to be a psychiatrist. And she just got her, I don't know what it is in doctors, but you're like hired to do something for the hospital. So she applied for a bunch of different things and got thingy. Yes, thank you. So she got her residency for psychiatry. And we talk about that in the podcast, and yeah. Ooh. I'm going crazy being stuck at. Anyways, the podcast with Badia, who does a live hangout session on her YouTube. One of her YouTube, she does like a tea time with Badia, and her husband is one of the imams, youth directors at MAPS in Seattle. He's a close friend as well, so it's really cool. And he should be on if he has time on my podcast. So Badia's on. I'll launch that later today, so get on that. Sheikh Yasser I just had on, so if you're listening, if you want to listen to his, and it's sort of like how to connect with your faith during these trying times, that's something. And to sort of like get into the mindset that inevitably we could be quarantined during Ramadan. So it's sort of something that you have to get your head around, because it might actually be like this. So all right. Somebody said, I'm crazy being stuck in the house, but I'm keeping busy. Tomorrow making biscuits. Can I recommend a scone recipe or a scone recipe? Depends on how you pronounce it. It's by One Girl Cookie. It's very, very, very good. And it's no eggs. So if you can't have eggs, you can have that as a thing. Yeah, it's excellent. Excellent scone. Sorry, I don't mean to yawn. That's so rude. Hey, Nye, December 2020, you will have your 10-year Muslim anniversary, right? Yep, it'll be my 10-year Shahada-versary. Will be this December. I'll be a 10-year-old. What's the name of your podcast? Oh, that's a good thing, because I haven't really promoted it very much on my YouTube channel. It's called the Happy People Podcast, and it takes all walks of life. Like, I've had family members, I've had doctors, psychotherapists, now like psychiatrists, imams. I did a whole series with Sheikh Yasser last year with Ramadan, and then he also did a marriage one with me, a marriage sort of talk with me, sort of to help people. So it's called Happy People Podcast, and you can find it wherever, except for iHeartRadio. I don't know how to do that one yet. Let's see. If you go to podcasts, like on the Apple Store, my podcast is this. That's what it looks like. I don't know if it's reversed for you guys, but it's like a blue. Hold on. There you go. Happy People Podcast. And yeah, it's got some really nice stuff. I think you guys would really enjoy it. It's super fun. Joel, who is currently in this audience, I don't know if he still is, was a guest on my podcast. So he's on there, and yeah. So I've known Joel for 15, 16 years. Do people think that they will be left to say we believe and they will not be tired? Oh, I see. I was like, what's happening? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There are some really funny ones. My sister, hers was really funny. I love her stories. And I actually have like a chunk of hers that I haven't published, because like I felt like I had some questions I needed to go back and ask. And maybe I'll edit it. I mean, it's been like over a year, so maybe I'll go back and edit it. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what she says, and go from there. Yes, so Ramadan will be this year, as it is every year, but it might not be in the masjid. So it's sort of like preparing yourself for Ramadan, not in the masjid, but at home. I find it really quite funny. My friend posted this thing where you hear like a lot of men complaining how they don't feel like they're part of the community anymore because they can't go to the masjid every day, and they don't feel like they can't go pray in the masjid. And it might be, this could be a way to learn empathy for women, like men to learn empathy for women, and the fact that some women can't always go to the masjid, and they can't always have a really good experience at a masjid, so they don't go, right? So it might be an opportunity for us to have sympathy and empathy for just sort of it's like it's a lesson in empathy maybe for men who never considered that side of that coin, so to speak. So I thought that was a very interesting take, and we can always learn lessons from this stuff, and always look to the positive, right? This is a time when we can connect in ways that we haven't before, right? We can connect if you're not like me and you're actually with your family. You can connect with the people that are around you. Yeah. So these times can be completely a time for you to build your personal relationships with the people that surround you the most. And also, it could be a way for you to build empathy for people who maybe not even just women, but have uh, their immune system is sort of compromised, and they can't go out and about and do all these things without actually having these conscious thoughts 24/7. It's just a way, just like Ramadan is a way to put ourselves in the mindset of somebody who doesn't have access to food and drink all day. So yeah, anyways. Um I don't go. I'm okay. Yes, so you don't have to go. If you're a woman, you don't have to go to the masjid. But if for people that are used to, this is a big change, and you have to be, I guess. It's interesting. You're saying I think the world in general needs a refresh. This might be it. I couldn't agree more. I honestly think after this situation, it will literally be a new world order. Um, this is going to completely change how we handle things, because it has we can see the capability of something like this just wiping out everybody. Anyways, I don't know if I like being called cute in relationship to how I talk. uh, uh, anyways, scones are so good. Yeah, so try the one girl cookie scones. They are phenomenal. They're so good. Nye, don't ever feel alone. I am your sister in the UK. I've watched you for years and I always think of you. Wallahi, you're always in my du'as. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I was telling the president of our masjid today, I was like, I'm an introvert. This is my time to shine, right? This is like perfect for me. I feel weirdly more engaged socially than I have been in a long time. Like, I feel like this way of life might suit me really well. So, I don't know what that says about me, but I feel super creative. I feel super motivated. I feel like there's a million different things for me to be doing, and helping and connecting. Like, I feel very energized to do really cool things, but yet in the comfort of my own home. I was talking about this yesterday. I have a plan set up with Yakin to do a sort of like game show, and it was set to do it one way, but I think with how things are, we could pivot and do it another way, where instead of having me like have a set of competitors, I have people out here, out in the ether, that can compete, and I can do the whole show that way, and we can see what's happening there. yeah, I think it might be very interesting to see if I can put this concept into a virtual world. I have a meeting about it tomorrow. Um, yeah, it should be really fun. Also, I'll be helping run the VRIC's community engagement. So Valley Ranch Islamic Center's community engagement. In the upcoming weeks, I'll be starting on it tomorrow. So if you're interested, go on, follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and you can just search us Valley Ranch Islamic Center, and I'll have we'll start trying to make our community digitally engaged, whether it be a Netflix watch group party. It could be like a tea time like this, but maybe on Zoom, so there's more interactivity. So inshallah, if that's something that's an interest to you, keep an eye out for Valley Ranch Islamic Center's stuff, because I'll be running it starting tomorrow because I'm back at work. And the podcast, inshallah. Something about scones. Oh, scones are good. I used to have too many in the afternoons. My grandma used to make them. Always smelled like baked butter in her house. I like a lemon scone, not gonna lie. So good. When will you go on a road trip again? I don't know. I did have plans to do another road trip after Ramadan, like as my Eid trip, because I typically go on a big road trip after Ramadan, like I did almost a month last year, going out to Yosemite, etc. Who knows what will happen this year? So we're just going with the flow. Have you ever had blackberry chutney? I just made it and it's so good. I probably did. My family eats a lot of chutneys. And I remember my grandfather had some. He was from Wales. So maybe. Nothing that stands out recently, I can't say. When are you coming to London? I don't know. Like any future trips I had planned, they're all canceled. So we'll see. Like I was supposed to go to Orlando this month, but I canceled it. Yeah. With coriander? No, thank you. I don't like coriander. I can't stand it. If it's incorporated well, then I'll eat it. But if it's like a highlight, oh no. I'm one of those weird people that don't like it. I don't like it. What's your favorite thing about being Muslim? Let me think. I mean, I have to say my friendships. I've had really amazing friendships, but it's so interesting. The group of friends I have now is like they meet me on a spiritual level, they meet me on an emotional level, they meet me on a humor level, which is very important to me. And they hit all the levels, right? And I've never really had that kind of connection before, because there was always sort of friendships where my faith is a little bit different. And it's very interesting to have friendships that are just very in line and in tune. Like I have a group of girlfriends that I can't imagine my life without them now. They're stuck with me. Okay. London gives me bad gas. You got to visit Croydon. Have I been to Croydon? It's been a bit. I can't remember when I went. I think I was in London last in 2015. Yeah, 2015 was the last time. So 5 years ago. Yeah. Let's see what else. Coriander is in all Bengali dishes. Yeah, my friend who is he's Bengali as well. He always, anytime he cuts coriander, he or cilantro, he takes pictures of his hands and sends it to me because I just like he knows you'll get a reaction. I just tried to find the recipe. onegirlcookies.com is closed. What? Hold on. I'll get you the recipe. Let me get to my kitchen. Wow. Oh. Okay. This is their cookbook. It's called One Girl Cookie. All right. They had a store. I mean, I can't remember the last time I was in New York. Probably for my friend Mariam's birthday, but we didn't go we stayed in Jersey. Okay. So I can give you the recipe if this is something you all want. Me. Okay. So you'd need 3 cups of all-purpose flour. If you're in the UK, you can figure out the conversion. I don't know. Half a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of table salt, 12 tablespoons or 1.5 sticks of cold unsalted butter cut into tiny, kind of like pea-sized pieces. Think of like a cube like that. 1 cup of buttermilk, but I changed that, but I'll explain why. And then grated 2 lemons, so the zest of 2 lemons, 1/4 cup of heavy cream, and thick sugar, thick chunky sugar. So instead of the buttermilk, because let's be honest, not many people have buttermilk, I either use sour cream or a really sour yogurt. If you have it, that can replace it, and that's fine because you want it to react with it's with the baking soda, which will give it leavener. So baking soda, because the recipe doesn't have eggs, so usually with eggs you get sort of the poofiness, but because that's not using that, it's utilizing baking soda and baking powder as the leavening. So baking soda reacts with the sourness in buttermilk, but you can also have it react to sour cream or yogurt. Same quantity, use a cup. And then then you have the baking powder, which reacts to heat, which is a leavening agent. Anyways. Okay, I'm not missing. I saw you want a lemon juice and vinegar and milk, curdles of buttermilk. So if you're going to use regular milk, I would suggest using lemon juice and more than vinegar, just because of taste. And you can find a recipe for that, and it does start to curdle the milk if you pour it directly in. I tend to buffer it, so I would put in the milk, and then it's either 1 or 2 tablespoons of a lemon juice. I would then, after the milk is incorporated, I'd incorporate that. So that way it's kind of got a buffer, and all you want it to do. Sorry, the kids are playing outside, which is fun. So yeah, if you've got yogurt, use it. It makes a really lovely scone. So then, just so you guys know, we're doing the lemon scone recipe from One Girl Cookie. Welcome to my hangout. Okay, so you want to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is in centigrade. Yep. And then in a food processor, or I actually just use a bowl and stir it myself. And I sort of combine the flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And And then I add the butter and I sort of like rub it a little bit into the dough and until it becomes kind of like crumbly. And then you're going to add your yogurt or buttermilk or sour cream and your lemon zest. And you're going to fold that, and it should be really sticky. And then you put it into like a circle. Depends on how you like to cut your scones. I tend to go the lazy woman's method. So I put it into a circle, and then I cut it in the degrees of a clock. And then I separate them on the baking tray. And then I put them in the oven for 10 minutes at 350, because once you put the baking sheet, you want to turn down your temperature to 350. And then put it in 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you're going to turn them around on the center rack, and then another 10 minutes, and then they're done. But actually, I forgot. You have to wipe it with some whole milk or milk, and then you sprinkle the sugar on top, and it's crusty. You don't need to have that. But I hope I didn't bore you to tears. But that's honestly how you make the scones, and you can completely go to town with whatever flavors and stuff you want. But those are the lemon ones. I've done blueberry before. I've done a whole bunch. I just add stuff to that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's so good. Hope that was helpful. And you don't eat eggs. So if you're allergic to eggs or I bet you could find like a dairy replacement. And then they could be like full on vegan. Anyways, my tea is now cold, people. I will bid you good afternoon or good evening or good morning, wherever you're at. Love you guys, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Coconut milk. Yeah, but you need a vinegar or an acid to react with the baking soda. So maybe lemon juice too. All right. See you guys. Have a nice day. End it.